Cece, can you please mention some of the good platforms for trading and how it works? Okay, Cece, so as I mentioned, I am going to be using XM. That's the one that I've started playing around with. But I also know about XNES. I know about, I've heard Binance is also a trading platform. I don't know how that one works. OctaFX, I don't know if it's still, well, I saw Michali and La Suisse advertising it, so I'm assuming it does work as well. And then Infinox as well. So those will be the 5 platforms that I'll say I've heard something about, but the one that I personally joined is XM. So the other platforms I haven't joined. So with XM, what I like is the fact that they've got a research and educational center. I don't know if that is something that all trading platforms have, but it's something that I know to XM has. Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Malaki.
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. With forex trading, I just want to say to our people, forex trading is not a scam. Just that
Mm-hmm.
in the field there are many scammers. So one of the
Mm-hmm.
things our people need to look out for is those people who tell you that bring 1,000 rand in 7 days, it will be 10,000 or 30,000. Such things. People need to look out for those type of things. And with forex trading, you need to go for the knowledge before you can go for the money,
Mm-hmm.
because the market is diverse and there are different patterns of trading. There are continuation patterns, there are MACDs, and there are a lot of things. So you need to focus too much on learning how to interpret the chart, whether in 1 hour it is going to go down to a certain point or in 4 hours. So people need to know first what type of traders they are. There are those traders who are 15-minute traders or 1 hour trader or a day trader or
Yeah.
a weekly trader. Understand first what is your goal? Why do you want to trade? Because we go into trading. One of the mistakes I made was to go into trading thinking that I'm going to make 1 million within a year, only to find out
Definitely.
in forex trading you need to plan your charts first. Understand
Mm-hmm.
your chart, learn your chart, know the candlesticks, understand
Yeah.
how the candlesticks works, because some candlestick you find someone says there's a shooting star. You don't know what is a shooting star, only to find that with the shooting star maybe there's a reversal and you
Mm-hmm.
entered a buy while it is going to sell. Take your
Mm-hmm.
time, learn the market first. Don't go with, you see, the gurus, those people who are saying I can make you a millionaire in a year. Those gurus, run away from them.
Yeah, yeah.
What you can
I
do, you can
totally agree,
find.
Mamsi. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay. So you
people
spoke about
must find.
learning. Okay. So before we
Yes,
continue, you spoke about learning, right? And how it's important, obviously, as a
yes,
forex trader, to start by learning how to do what is called technical analysis. So the candlesticks and stuff like that. It's called technical
yes,
analysis, right?
yes.
Understanding like the
Mm,
chart, the candlesticks, buying and selling, the terminology. I think the first
mhm.
bit is also to understand the terminology behind certain things
The
in the trading
language,
world, right?
the
So that
language,
when someone
yes.
else speaks to you about a strategy, you know that
Mhm.
strategies vary. As you said, that some strategies will be like based on whether you're like trading on 15 minutes duration or an hour, a day trader. Swing, there's also what is called swing
Mhm.
trading and all these things. So someone has to understand the type
Yes,
of trader that they
yes.
are and what works in the trading world, right? So you, when you started 4 years ago,
Definitely.
what exactly did you do? Like what were the ways that you learned? Obviously, getting your hands dirty is part of it, but what were the tools that helped you to learn? What are some of the platforms, some of the even the trading platforms? Which trading platforms helped you to have a good grip of what trading actually is? And are you a forex trader, or you're just trading all
Yes.
different types of commodities and as well? What are you doing exactly around that?
When I started by trading indices, which is your
Mm-hmm.
Nasdaq, your US 30, your or 200. But I found that with Nasdaq it was very, very volatile, so I needed something that even if I will not check the market in 4 hours time, I will still be able to catch on what is going on. So I started with indices. Yes, I made money with Nasdaq, a lot of money at that time. It was from, let me say, I started with 5,000 rand and I made 123,000 rand with indices with Nasdaq.
Mm.
But the danger of Nasdaq was that at that time there was this broker that was closed. I think 2 years back in South Africa, we were using that one. It was faster. So after the broker was closed, we had to jump into other brokers,
The
and
new
I found
broker.
that with
Okay.
other brokers, as I found out with other brokers, it was very slow and it was also now eating my money. So I had to
Okay. So
leave
basically
indices
your
and go straight
strategy,
to Forex.
okay, so your strategy was
The
working well with
strategy,
one broker, but then with the new broker, your strategy
yeah,
was no longer working. Oh, okay.
was a
Okay,
fail
that's interesting.
because one of
So
the
each
things.
and every broker basically has
Mhm.
their own way of setting up the charts. Or what was it? What was creating such a difference from your winning strategy from one broker to the other?
You know, this broker from South Africa, now what it was doing, ne? It was pushing the candlestick. If it's 3 o'clock, it would push
Um,
we had a strategy where we knew that by 3 o'clock the market will go up, then 3:30 the market will go down.
yeah.
So with other brokers, they would not do that. If the market will remain at 12.19, it will be at 12.19. But this South African broker, it will push the market from 12.19 to 12.50. And with lot size of zero point 0.5, you would make a lot of money. But then with these other brokers from the US, like AvaTrade, I would say I was using AvaTrade after I jumped from that broker. I realized that now the chart is no longer moving as fast as the other broker that was closed.
Mm,
That's when I decided, let me leave this Nasdaq and focus on Forex, primarily GBP USD, Euro USD, the big
the majors.
the major pairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the majors, I focused on them so much, and that's when I began to calm down and understand how the Forex industry works, especially with different brokers. Because there are brokers, yes, in South Africa, like right now. I don't know if this is allowed. There are two brokers in South Africa which are doing what the other broker was doing. You find that someone who is trading the same thing with you, if you go and check their chart, it's different from yours because they push the market higher, and that's how
Mm,
they're making money. And with your own, you find the market is stable, the candles were not pushed higher. So there are two brokers which are doing that. I believe in the next few years also they will close them down, because if you are not inclined in this market, it can make you to lose money, because you can make your
okay.
technical analysis and know that the market will not turn here, but you find that with this broker, it destroys everything. It turns where you, with your technical analysis, you know it will not turn here. This is where it will end, but it
Okay.
makes such things. So this one is, yes, I'm talking about veracity. So, and trade 245. You need to be careful of such brokers that you don't find you put a lot of money and you end up losing. Go for a broker that you can see they are within the law of trading. They don't
Mm-hmm.
manipulate the platform, because brokers are
Okay.
manipulating platforms.
When it comes to Forex, there are two people that we need to be wary of. It's obviously the scammers that
Yes.
promise you a lot of
Huh?
money. Then all
And
and then secondly is the platform that you use. You have to check whether or not
yes,
they working according to, like, Forex rules and Forex
the law.
regulations and
Yes,
so forth. And how do you then determine
definitely.
that? Is it by doing research? How can you tell that, okay, this broker that I'm using is a legit broker, and they won't close down? And when they close down, do they take your money as well? What happens in that instant where a broker
Yes,
closes
if
down?
someone lost 10 million in that broker. Someone had 10 million, he did not withdraw. He was waiting to triple it. So when the broker closed down, he lost 10 million. So
Interesting.
people lost a
I
lot
think
of
we're
money.
learning a lot today.
Uh-huh.
So, if for the guys that are here, so what do you then recommend in such cases where maybe you realize that your broker might not be within specific regulations? Do you then withdraw like continuously? What are the mitigations around that? How do you mitigate, a broker that might not be as reputable as they should be?
With that, what you do, whenever you make a profit, take your principal money. Let's say you put 5,000 first and you make
Yeah.
20,000. Withdraw 15,000 rand. Keep your 5,000 aside and continue with the other 5,000 rand. Yeah, keep your profit or you can use it. It doesn't matter. As long as you make sure that your principal money, you always withdraw it, and your profit, withdraw it. If your broker can give you something like 2 days to get your money, anytime you have profit, take it out. Because with brokers, we are not sure when they're going to close them down. Because some brokers are very, very dicey. You see, so you
Yeah.
need to be very careful so that you don't lose money, and always go for the brokers that are registered with FSCA. Make sure that your broker has a trading license. If your broker does not have a trading license, it can close at any time, and they will talk about liquidation when there is no
Yeah.
liquidation, because they would have made sure that they gathered enough money, you
Money
see.
to,
So you
yeah,
need to be, people need
to
to,
exit.
you need
Yeah.
to make research. Yes,
Mm.
research is very, very important. And also, I can tell people, be careful of the brokers that your trading gurus are using. You find someone saying, I'm making 20 million in a month, I'm using this broker. Be careful of such people. And you find all of the South African gurus are using them. Run. Go for brokers that are reputable. Check their years of service. Check their reviews. Go, you can even go to Hello Peter. You can even go to, there's a guy who's making videos on exposing forex brokers and forex scammers. They call him Radal Fix on YouTube. He's really helping a lot of people.
Yeah.
Strategies are not 100% foolproof,
Mm. Mm.
but with your 98% strategy, you can make a living out of Forex. People just need to be careful of these things that are happening in this department. People can go to Baby Peeps on YouTube. They download the book called Baby Peeps and they learn from there. You don't have to pay 20,000 to learn
To learn
Forex.
how to trade.
Go
Yeah,
on YouTube.
yes,
It
that's
will help
another
a
thing.
lot. Before you look for a mentor, you will know that you have knowledge.
Hi, Trinity.
Yes.
How y'all do?
Yeah, I'm good. And yourself?
I'm good.
Oh, are you just joining, or you wanted to like add to the conversation? I know trading is also part of the things you like.
Because this platform I used was this Olymp Trade. That
Mm-hmm.
platform was a scam. That platform was
Mm.
a scam. I don't know if there's people using it here. For me personally, yeah, that's a scam. Imagine you make $52 and you only receive six. How is that possible? Six,
Wow.
not even dollars, 6 rands.
Yeah, I think Mamsi will give us some of the brokers that she's using or she has used that are reputable in her knowledge. Just take it down. Just noted that Autumn Trader might be a scam.
Any broker that does not want to give you your money, if you made, let's say you make 1,000 rand and the broker takes 200 rand and gives you 800 and say that is the money you made, or it gives you 200 rand and takes 800, it's a scam broker. Because you know how broker charges their money, ne? Whenever you
Yeah,
place a trade, there's an amount of money that that you will see. It will say negative, maybe negative $2. That's their profit. They don't take it from your profit, the profit that you made. The moment you place a trade,
yeah.
immediately they take their own profit, they put it aside. So whatever profit you're going to make after trading, it's your money. So any broker that charges you after withdrawing, it's a scam broker. And there are other platforms that you could trade with and you will not get your money. They will tell you that you were leveraging or you were hedge funding. Like if it happens that you buy with Euro USD, then you
Yeah,
later realize your mistake that I was supposed to sell, and you sell, and you find that with the sell you
yeah.
made a lot of profits. They will These ones will refuse to give you your money and say you were hedge funding. It's like you were scamming them. So you're supposed to put only
Oh,
one trade. So with such ones, you need to be very, very careful. Remember,
and
with Forex trading, we use all kinds of trade. Look for a broker that allows you to use all kinds of trading styles or patterns.
Is it possible to give us the brokers that you are
Yeah,
using?
the brokers that I'm using that I know they are legit, ne? It's Xness, it's
Mm-hmm.
AvaTrade, it's XM, and it's Hot
Mm-hmm.
Forex. And IFX is from South Africa. So what I do with it is that I'm a little bit careful. I don't leave my profit in their platform. If I made 20,000,
Okay.
I withdraw and leave 2,000, because in case there's a mistake that their FSCA certificate is not legit and they have to close them
Mm-hmm.
down.
oh,
So I
nice.
don't want a problem whereby I'll end up losing my profits.
Hi, Season.
Hello, hello,
Okay.
how are you?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm good. I just want to quickly add some few points on what prophets mentioned on forex trading. So when it comes to brokers, I've also been trading for almost 2 years now, and I've been using Xness and Deriv Trader. So what actually I want to add on forex trading is that when everyone comes into forex trading, things they will always be making profits, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So what they need to bear in mind is that sometimes you will have to take a loss, and if you cannot deal with
Yeah.
your emotions in whenever you lose on your trade, you will end up losing the whole amount. On this journey, what helped me is this other book that I read that I think when it comes to psychological trading, it can be helpful by
Yeah.
Magdalene. It says trading on the zone. Actually, highlight a lot of things when it comes to taking a loss, managing your fund, planning your trade, you know, all of those
Mm-hmm.
stuff, for which I think it's important you should bear in mind if you want to start the journey of trading.
Apart from that book, so when you started, so maybe just take us step by step. When you started, what were some of the tools that you used to help you learn how to trade to a point where you're like,
Oh,
okay, I think I have a good grip of what trading means, and now I can start, placing trades on my own. I don't think I need maybe a support of a mentor. Are mentors even important in this journey and stuff like that, or most of them are scams? Maybe just take us from take us back to 2 years back, and then just give us that trajectory to where you are right now.
when I started trading, the first thing that I've learned was the trading platform, MetaTrader 4, how to place a
Hmm.
trade, how to put your stop loss, how to put your take profit, how to put your indicators, and all of those stuff.
Where
It's
did you
very
learn that?
important.
On the platform itself, do they have an educational component to them, or you had to search on like YouTube, the internet? So I just want to know, like, for people that I knew, like, where exactly do they get that information to say, okay, it's best to use an MT4, MT5? What are the differences? What is a chart? What is candlestick? All these things related to trading. Where do you actually get the information related to this?
Oh, okay. So where I got that information was from this other institution called Epistemology Trading at Val. So that's where they taught us platforms and all of those stuff. So some of the institutions, I would recommend that you find an institution, or you find someone who can teach you how to trade, because some of the people, when they teach you how to trade, they will just take you to a step number 8 while you still need to start from learning the platform. So so on that institution, the first thing that they taught us was the platform, how to use the platform and everything. And also you do find videos on YouTube where they teach you how to use platform, how to add indicators and all of those stuff. If you search it on YouTube, you can also find that. And then after that, that's when I started learning trading, what is trading, and what actually I've learned was fundamental trading and also technical trading. It's very important when you do forex trading to understand it fundamentally and technically, because if you only understand it technically and then fundamentally will hit you by surprise. Because now fundamental, that's when you focus on news, all of those things that happens in currency. And then technically, that's when you use your indicators, you draw your support and your resistance, and then you also focus on your candlestick. Candlestick very important, but they don't apply everywhere. You must trade on the zone. You must trade at the right spot. So that is also very important when you want to do forex trading, to understand fundamentally and technically.
Catch some money, actually. Sorry. How
Yes,
are
high
you?
level, and I'm good, and hi also to your good fans there. I mean your followers. So,
Yes.
what I wanted to add, as a sense of information, actually, I also got exposure to what I'm about to share with you guys, last year. So for a long time, I know this thing might cause sort of like conflict, or it might also cause misunderstanding to a lot of traders out there. So
Yes.
usually when I started trading, I was a trend trader, and then trend, obviously you cannot trade without knowing the trend. It's a good thing to know the trend. But
Yeah.
what I wanted to highlight is on, you see, drawing the lines and everything. But I just figured out there's more to that the business side doesn't count on drawing the lines. So I just found out that the market makers, they have the other screen, which is the other side of the screen. It's the screen that they see. What we do is we look at the charts, and then we see the candles and everything that is there. Remember, the platform is created in such a way that they give you the lines, they give you these things that the ABC to draw the, what you call, the Elliott wave and the Fibonacci's. So those are the package that they give to you in order for you to think that you need those to trade. But unfortunately, they are not working. Why? Because from the information that I got, which is the information that I'm freely sharing with you guys, it's that those are the tools that the market makers are using to prey on us. Let's say, for example, if you take the Fibonacci thing and you apply it to a chart, let's say the high was 0, let's say the high is 20, and then the low was 10. So once you apply the Fibonacci from 10 to 20, you will get the half. So you will think that the half is supposed to be maybe, let's say the half is 15 according to you. So they know that most of us, we will go to that
We're
point.
going to be, yeah.
That's where we're gonna place buy or sell. So that's why they easily take our money. And then the other thing that a lot of us didn't
Yeah,
know is
but
that,
it's the, what is it called? Institutional traders versus retail traders. Is that what you're alluding to, or there's other players beyond that you're sort of speaking about?
so there are other players. So the way the thing is the formation of the market structure. So the institutional traders, we have the hedge funders, right? The hedge
Yeah.
funds, and then we have the banks. So all we know is that the banks are the guys who are creating the cycles. you see these fast moves in Forex, these fake moves in Forex. Let's say you start to see maybe a market running up, and then all of a sudden you chase it, and then it start going down. So that move, it was a cycle just to vibe traders to come into play. Even if you can go and analyze all your charts, let's say you look uh, your charts from a point whereby the market was going up or down faster, you will realize that every time it goes back the other way around. So this is their objective. Why? They induce traders by producing this wide range swings so that you can perceive a buy or a sell. And then the other
Yeah.
thing is, remember, if they hit it, let's say the market was consolidating. Let's say it's Monday. From Friday, the market was going up, right? Remember, if from Friday the market was going up, our expectation is to expect the market to continue up on Monday. So it's Monday. Asian session, usually that's what they do. Asian session, we all know that it's from 12 South African time to 8 a.m. So what they do most of the time is the guys in Asia, they are not regulated to make huge moves. So usually what they will do is they consolidate. After consolidation, around 8 or 9, it's the London time. So what they will do is the guys who were trading the consolidation from 12 a.m. to 8 a.m., they hit it up. Why do they hit it up? They want to cancel the guys who got it right, the guys who are selling. But remember, from Asia, the market is closing. And then us, South African time, Cape Town, and Europe, it's early in the morning, which means we are new targets for the market makers. They know that immediately when I wake up, I walk to my screen and I start searching maybe GBP USD. I see the market is going up. Remember, I'm fresh from sleep, but now I will fall trap to their objective. Why? Because they know that the guys in Asia, they have been consolidating with the market for a sell. But the South African guys, when they wake up, they see the market going up. What they will do is they will ride along, and then they can push it up for maybe 45 minutes, depending on how, because sometimes traders with money and the institutional traders, they also suffer the consequences of the market. No one doesn't suffer here. So these guys are the ones who have the bigger stop losses. So what they will do is they stop hand up, and then after that they apply the brakes. Guys, I just want to tip all of you. The fast move in Forex is always fake. When you see the market moves fast up, just know that it's a fake move. It's just a quick move to attract you to place in your money, because they know that what you want is to see the market moving so that you can take a trade. So the moment they apply the brakes, and then they usually take 30 to 90 minutes up to 2 hours. Once they consolidate at that high, that's when they trap people the wrong way. So after they have the amount of money that they are looking for, so this is what they do. This is what I learned. So I learned that these guys, they have the first objective, their first objective, right, is to induce you as a trader to take a buy or a sell. And then the second objective is to cause panic in you, panic and fear, so that you think irrational. And the third objective is to hit the stop and take the money away from you. So these guys, when let's say you are their boss, and then you tell them that, guys, today we are looking for $800 million or 2 billion. So you tell them that, remember, that's the reason why they fluctuate up and down. You tell them, because they are not allowed to just run the market up 2,000 pips or 1,000 pips without consolidating, because it's about trade of goods and services. They're gonna destroy the economy of another country. Let's say USDs are just go up consistently without retracing. that will kill our economy. So that's the reason we see it going up and down, going up and down. So they have a number of, am I taking a lot of time or can I continue?
I think for the guys that have that technical know-how, I think this is important for you to explain it. For us that are starting, obviously it's above our heads, but then you can maybe
Okay,
help, a couple of people that have been trading to sort of understand the stock market a bit better from a trading perspective. So yeah, I think you can
okay,
continue. Unless if
okay,
maybe like someone wants to add to what he's saying or maybe refute it as well. Because there's also that if you know other information that could say, okay, catch the money, maybe that's not factual or there's other factors and stuff, you are also more than welcome. And then I see there are two other guys that want to join. Guys, unfortunately, the panel is full for now. I have 4 people. I'm not sure if any of the people want to maybe leave the panel, if maybe they're not going to contribute, so that more new guys can like join the panel. But otherwise, catch the money. I think you can maybe have 2 more minutes, and yeah,
okay,
let's just say up
okay,
until 5 plus 3 more minutes, and then we can wrap it up on your side. I think Jay Stash is
okay.
also gonna join us.
Okay, no problem. So hence I was saying, so the guys who are controlling the chart, the guys who are moving the market, right? These are the guys
Mm-hmm.
who work, right? So they are regulated, which means someone
Mm-hmm.
instructs them that today just go and move the pair 100 or 200 pips. So once he sits down in his chair or at his desk, remember, he can see
Just
everything. These
yeah.
guys, they can see our positions, they can see our stops, they can even see our margin call. I so wish if this thing was in a form of Zoom, I was gonna share all the information with you. So once they see this, they know that's when they start accumulating their money. So what he will do when he comes to his text, he will say, okay, so for the next 3 hours, let me consolidate. Why are they consolidating? It's not that the bulls and the bears are fighting. No, they are accumulating money. This is them creating money, right? They collect a bunch of sellers and a bunch of buyers. And then out of
Mm-hmm.
that, they analyze if I take it
Which
up against
position?
the sellers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So they analyze if I take it up against the sellers, maybe 25 pips. I know a lot of people will cancel their sales and think that the market is going up, which means if you were
It's
a seller
going. Yeah.
and then they take it 25 pips against you, what you will quickly do is you cancel your sale and say, I don't want to be wrong. I want to be right today. So I am buying like everyone else. And then when they apply the
Yeah.
brakes, usually they come back down maybe 150 pips or so. So that's the reason why you can
Mm-hmm.
take a buy today and then it goes up and then the next day it comes back to the same level. Why? It's because they are
Mm-hmm.
balancing the economies. Let me not take most of your time. But so what I was doing, I don't know for you if you are a starter and for your guys. Usually I gave a lot
I
of
think
people
it's a
this.
mix of individuals. Some people are already, at your level. Mamsi has been trading for 4 years, as she has mentioned, season 2 years. Me, it's 0 years. I'm gonna start in
Yes,
November. So
yes,
I think it's a mixture of people. So the
mm,
information is obviously not going to be the same. Like how we absorb the
yes,
information is not going to be the same. But information is vital nonetheless. But
yes.
then I think you were getting to the question I actually have for you to say. How do you then mitigate against this market makers? Is it a psychological thing, as Susan mentioned, that for him buying that book that sort of helped him to determine like how to not go into the I would call it the stock market, right? As much as like we're trading, investing, it is the stock market at the end of the day. And as much as there are other,
Yes.
role players, how do you make sure that you go into the stock market sober minded? How do you ensure that you're not moved by emotions, or you're psychologically you've got like a mental fortitude that allows you to stay with like the win, if there's a win, a loss, if there's a loss, but how to, and also mitigate it properly. So what is your strategy around that, knowing very well this information that you've found out, which I don't think it stopped you from trading, right? So like, how do you then
Yes.
go about all those things?
Okay, so I'm still trading using this same information that I'm telling you. So this
Okay.
information, it's more like the blueprints of the market makers. So usually
Mm-hmm.
what I will do is there are 4 components that I apply when I trade. I know that these guys, they know that most of us, we don't have time. The moment that you take a buy, you just want it to go up. If you sell, you just want it to go down. So that's where
Yep.
they trap us. So usually with me, what I do is I apply timing, the right timing. You need the right timing, and then you need to be patient, and then you must
Yeah.
master your patterns. You must master your patterns, and you must understand that the market will never go up forever, will never go down forever. And then in the middle of the process, you must be able to control your greed, and you must be able to control your fear. And then you have to just select perfect setups. I do give free classes. If you are interested, it's okay. If you follow me, that's when we can take it from there. I'll also follow you and show you guys how am I teaching. I'm giving this information for free to a lot of people because I know a lot of traders, they just want to give people signals. If you don't give signals, it means that as a trader, I'm not making a profit. But if you guys, you have your own knowledge, you have your own understanding, you learned something, you applied it in your maybe your demo account, and then you created your real account because now you see that what I've learned, I can apply it and make money. So those are the things that I'm showing to a bunch of new traders. I'm only
Okay.
helping the new guys. So if people are interested, I don't know if there's a way for me to contact you and we get the people who need help.
Okay. That's fine then, catch the money. But guys, as we mentioned before, I don't know catch the money. I don't know Bumsy that well in J Stash. So every single person that's on this panel is a representative of themselves and like whatever organization that they are part of. So we're not affiliated to each other. So if you decide to maybe consult with Catch the Money and later on it seems like okay, this was not a good venture, please don't come back to this live or myself and say it's because of of my Libus live that I met this person. I'm not saying I don't trust Catch the Money. I'm just saying that when you go and consult with someone or you take their free classes or you take their paid classes, make sure that you take it with a pinch of salt, understanding that one, there are a lot of scams out there. Two, this is something new, so you will make mistakes. And three, do take the opportunities to learn from those that have been in the industry for a long time, but also know that not everybody's an expert in each and every field that they might be teaching in, right? So just take every single thing with a grain of salt. Always have that thing of like, okay, as Mamsi said, I'm not going to make 1,000,000, but I'm going to learn. So go and learn as much as you can. If it's from Mamsi, then it's from Mamsi's, from Catch the Moon, J Stash, whoever is joined, find a way. But then don't also just go like head in. Don't like take it with a pinch of
Good
salt.
evening. Good
That's what I'm
evening.
gonna say. Hi J Stash.
How are you?
I'm good,
And
and
I hope
yourself?
everyone else is well. Thank you. Um, Now listen. As a guy who's been pursuing a career into trading, there's been yeah. Sorry about my background. So like I'm saying, as a person who's been pursuing the career into trading, there's been some certain things that I've been facing. Number one, the people that mentor you is very important. You have to have a mentor, and when that person is mentoring you, you first do your background check them properly. Don't look for someone who's got a Lamborghini and because that's just a lie. People are showing off a fake life, and they think, you might think that because you see those Lamborghinis and all those, people are paying money to use people's money over wrong things, you understand. That's the first thing. And then the second thing, now when it comes to trading, the one thing that you need to understand, your mentor, their account versus your account is very important, because their account could be having 100,000 and your account could be having 10,000 rand. Now when he sets a stop loss in the markets, for him 10,000 rand, it's nothing, because he still has 90,000 rands to lose compared to you. So if you blow up your 10,000 rand, you see, that's where the two different levels are. You understand? This is the personal experiences that I've been going through. Learn what is you learn what is a leverage. You learn what is a spread. Very important. You don't just go in there and get a signal and see. Look at what's going on. Your broker, XM and XNext, they don't charge the same. Like the prophetess was saying there, that there's a spread that they charge you for taking a trade. They don't charge you the same.
Yeah.
So you need to understand when you take a trade, those are the things that you need to look out for. You understand? So because some brokers, they make money out of these things, and how do they make that money? Important. You need to, these are the things that you look at. Also, run away from everyone who's saying come. Choose a person that's going to teach you a strategy that you are going to follow. Stick to one mentor and follow one strategy until you know that strategy that you're going to be doing. Then you can move on and learn other things. Also, don't take so many pairs to trade, because that's the biggest mistake that you do. Follow 2 or 3 or 4 at most currencies that you follow, and you know why you are following those. If it's been dropping for the past 4 years or 5 years, you know obviously that's a trend that you have to follow. Because a lot of people, when it comes to trading, they think about millions, and it's just a fake life that people are telling us out there. Yet there is a possibility that you will make money and you will also lose money. In as much as you're going to make 1 million rands today, in the next hour you can lose that whole 1 million rands. It's because it's like they have made it a fake life, and they have sold us a fake dream. You understand? So as a person that has gone through that and is in a situation right now, because I stopped working and I focused on trading fully. I focused on trading fully, and this happened that I took a trade which blew my account, which later on that made a take profit, because my account was a small account compared to what that person had. So I had to lose money. You understand? So these are the things that these people don't tell you. Your mentors, they will only tell you this is a buy, and the take profit is going to be 100 pips, for example. And you are looking at 100 pips. You are forgetting that your account also has to do with that stop loss, that the markets retest
so risk
before
management,
it goes through.
basically.
Yes.
So
the risk
what you are
management.
alluding to is the importance of risk management, and also understanding the size of your account or portfolio in with regards to like the risk management like that you need to put in. So if you are going to lose that entire account, it's not worth it for you to maybe bet on such a trade, right? Or to take such a trade. Then, like you mentioned a lot about mentors and so forth. So, how do you determine a mentor? Do you have to pay for one as well? And how do you determine that this is a good mentor to go with? Because you mentioned those two things.
A very, very good question. Now, we know we are living in a world where someone had to learn that, and they obviously paid someone to be wherever they are. So, unfortunately, if they are charging you, you're gonna have to settle. You're gonna have to settle well. There are a lot of these people out there. There's a lot of them. Some are even telling you we are selling robots and all that. But personally, I looked at it was the famous in the country. It was Manando the God. It was Sandy Leshezi, and then it was cash flow. I know him by cash flow. So those three, I looked at them and I chose Sandile Shezi because I was having I sort of like had conversations with him, and the others were not available whenever I was reaching out to them. And I paid some money. However, I lost money because of I didn't understand what was going on at that particular moment. But gradually, and with me having lost money, I started doing my own investigation. Whatever they were teaching me and listening to other people, what they were saying, if it was in line with what they were saying to me, that's me now personally doing my own investigations and saying, okay, this is the right person that's going to be teaching me this. And then, you see, so,
but would you
like
say
I
that,
say,
sorry to disturb, would you say the lessons came from the mentor or came from the mistakes that you did yourself, and then you rectified them later from
both,
some of the things
both.
that you learned?
I'd say both,
Okay,
because
so that's a combination
this is
of
a
both.
matter of, yeah, this is a matter of a sink or swim situation, because these are the unforeseen things that we are never told about. There are so many unforeseen things that you don't know when you are now facing the waters. Now when you come into the ocean now, where you have to swim for yourself, this guy is going to tell you, this is a trend line, this is a support line, this is a resistance, and this is a neckline. Now the market is going to retest here, and once it retests, you take a buy or you take a sell. You see, so now when you wake up and you go into the markets on your own, are you able to now see a trend line? Did you draw it correctly? Did you analyze your markets correctly? That's the things that is very, very important. Those are the things that are very, very important, because now when I was now able to draw the things, then I could be able to pick out now, okay, this is where I have to sell, this is where I have to buy. But obviously that guy was saying to me, this is a support, this is a support, this is a resistance. When it touches the resistance, because the markets always respect the resistance and the support, they always respect that. That's a given. Now whenever that's why they talk about patience and all those things. Now whenever I go to that thing, I didn't know, now do I have to now buy or do I now have to sell? And I listen to other people, they say buy, and I listen to other people, they now say sell. So the whole thing is, the whole thing is, you have to have a trading plan. That's very important.
Okay.
And
Thank
when
you,
you have now your
J-Stash,
trading plan, okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm just gonna listen. There's so much to say around these things, but my message is,
Yes,
be careful who
definitely.
you choose as your mentor. Be careful who you choose as your mentor.
I see in the comment section quite a number of people say that you can learn most of these things on YouTube. And I totally agree. Like, my first reference of learning for me is always YouTube. Before I go and pay anyone money, I always try to go on YouTube. If I feel like I still need a hand holding experience, or someone to still show me the, like, the ropes and so forth, then that's when I might pay. I have paid for different things. I've went to BA Push's Take a Lot masterclass, because there isn't that much information about Take a Lot, right? And I've also paid for LA Light's Take a Lot coaching sessions, right? So it is good to pay if you have exhausted free platforms, right? Free learning platforms. And also if you don't have the time. So the reason I also paid, LLI does put out a lot of videos on YouTube, right, regarding Take a Lot. I'm just making a reference of Take a Lot, but then I know we're talking about trading, but all these things are the same. Learning is the same across any number of topics that we want to cover in terms of learning. But then the reason why I also decided to go for sessions is that one thing I've learned as someone who creates educational content is that most people will not give you every single thing that they've learned unless you're paying for that session. Not that they're greedy with the knowledge. It's just that in the session that you've paid for, they want to make sure that you come back, or you feel like whatever session you paid for, you got your money's worth. So they will definitely give you more info than what you will receive in their free packages or free platforms and so forth. So yes, there's someone out there who's putting out free content on YouTube, but they're not giving you every single thing. That is one thing that I can tell you as a creator, that I've learned that even as myself, even as a creator myself, I can say that I don't give out all the information that is out there, because I still have to, give my paying customers a service that is not available for free. So do know that every single person will always have that information that is offered to their paying clients. But it doesn't mean that every person that is out there saying that you need to pay for a service will give you a good service as well, or will give you quality in terms of what you're going to receive. Hi, Denny. How are you?
Hi, Malebu.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Sorry for making you wait for so long. I know this this topic
No,
is
no stress.
interesting for some other reason.
No worries.
Sure.
I just wanted to be short. Uh,
Okay.
Forex trading, it's high risk. That's
Mm-hmm.
one thing. Extremely high risk financial
Yes.
market.
Yeah.
But as risky as it is something that can be learned.
Mm-hmm.
But I usually compare it to learning how to fly a plane.
Yeah.
You can never learn how to fly a plane in a week, in a
Mm-hmm.
month, or in 3 months. It takes time.
Yeah.
If you go to a flying school and try to learn how to fly for a month or two, and then go out on your own to go and fly a plane, you're going to crash. And that's what happens a lot in the Forex market.
Yeah.
And that's where scammers comes in the form
Mm-hmm.
of mentors. There are
Yeah.
legitimate mentors out there. One of the things that people should insist on when somebody says they can mentor you, insist on seeing their trading history, at least 3 months trading history. That will show you consistency and their withdrawal patterns. And don't agree to a screenshot, somebody sending you a screenshot. Sit with them, let them show you that live account. Let them show you that trading history, the consistency. With that selection criteria, you can eliminate a lot of chances. But
Yeah.
be that as it may, people should not make a mistake of trying to learn Forex trading in a short space of time. It's highly
Yeah.
risky and dangerous. One of the
Mm-hmm.
modules that are important in learning how to trade is risk management. I heard you talk about
Yeah.
risk management with the
Yes.
previous
Yes. Yes.
speaker. That is very key. If you know brokers, when you come into the market, I heard somebody mentioning 5 brokers. I've traded with almost all of them. Almost all
Yeah.
of them are market makers. They will trick you all the time to take your money.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have mastered the art of risk management, you won't cry a lot. I've been
Yes.
trading
Yes.
for
Yes.
almost 8 years, and I can assure you, without scaring people, I've lost over 200,000
Mm-hmm.
rands. I've made money along
Mm-hmm.
the way, but the losses that I could count are over 200,000. Somebody, the last guy who was speaking, was talking about Sandile Shezi. I was fortunate
Yeah.
enough to be taught how to trade by the guy who mentored Sandile. That is George van der Riet.
Mm-hmm.
I taught at GFI. I used to teach people how to trade at GFI. I once
Yeah.
saw that guy, George, blow a 1 million US dollar account. That tells you
Mm-hmm.
how that guy had 20 years trading
How
experience,
risky?
how risky
Mm.
the market is. So people
Mm-hmm.
should just be careful. People should not run into Forex trading thinking it's a get rich quick scheme. They are going to be
Yeah.
banned. The brokers know your psychology. They've hired highly priced psychologists to study your mentality as a trader. They know what you're
Yeah.
going to do when you get into the market, and they know how to trick you. So people must just give
Exactly.
themselves enough time to learn this thing. Where you can get a mentor, please do it, but be careful. Don't go for mentors who charge a lot of money. And most importantly, check their background. You won't go wrong.
Thank you very much, Danny, for that. Yeah, I think
Pleasure.
what you shared was very valuable in terms of how to select a mentor. So, just to reiterate, when you're selecting a mentor, you ask for their trading history, at least up to
Yes.
3 months of like their actual trading history. And you also make
Yes.
sure that it's their actual trading history and not just screenshots, right? Because we know that screenshots can be faked. People
Yes.
can just go to PowerPoint and write a different name. Like people would think that fraud is a hard thing. It's very simple, guys. These days
Simple.
technology is very advanced. You don't even
Yes.
need next level technology. Like you go to PowerPoint and you just change a couple of things. You erase, you put on something, a color that's similar. I'm saying it like I've done this before, but I've done it with my my academic stuff, where you can see that moving something around is easy. So even with scammers, this is an easy thing for them to fake. So make
Yes.
sure that the person that you're going with is legitimate, and don't be afraid of asking for such information because you feel like, okay, no, it might be invasion of privacy. Remember, you are paying
Yes.
X amount of money and you must
Exactly.
ensure that you will definitely get a return on investment. So,
Yes.
what I did before I decided to go with Ella Light was to vet her lives. I used to go to her lives to see how knowledgeable she is in the subject matter. If someone is knowledgeable in an area, you can tell. But when someone is beating around the bush, and I know some people can talk, like some
Yes.
people when they talk, you think, "I this person is it." They speak about this and that, and like getting rich as well. So,
Yes.
and also they will lure you in,
Yes.
lure you in by saying, you're gonna get rich. This is how I did it. As I mentioned, Wuti, they will obviously have fake screenshots and also to say, okay, look at my account, it's so good, and all those things. But if you listen to them carefully, they will give themselves away. You will see that
Yes.
this person is not as knowledgeable as they make it to seem. So be careful.
And one last thing, I'm sorry. We shouldn't discourage people who don't know how to trade.
Yeah.
Especially when someone like what I'm doing, which is something that
Mm-hmm.
I'm committed to do. I'm
Mm-hmm.
giving a usable and a credible knowledge for free for whoever is interested. And I don't need anything.
Mm-hmm.
And this information that I will share with whoever is interested, I have people who are doing it with me, but it's for them. I don't want to benefit anything. I just want to help someone out there because I know a lot of people are unemployed. I know that we are going through struggles, and especially to those who want to make it out using Forex. You don't have to pay anyone anything. I'm just going to give this information totally free, and I know how valuable it is. So if there can be 1% or 2% from this life, someone that I can save, that's what I need. I just need to save people. And then when you come, you will meet the other side of my operation where my people are making it, and they will tell you I just take nothing from nobody because it's just information that can help you buy bread, get something for yourself. I don't know what you need, but once you know how to trade, you can get as much as you want from the market because it's all about money. So yeah, for me, I'm done. And thanks, Malebu, for your opportunity to let me maybe reach out to someone out there who might need help. Okay,
Okay.
sharp.
Thank you very
Thanks.
much for joining, Mike.